Year Endless. I am your host, William Ginsberg, joined by my co host, Courtney Chappell. On Year Endless, we delve into musical and personal history by diving into best of lists from print and online publications through the years.
All right, today on Year Endless, we continue our look at Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Albums of the 80s from 1989. Today, we're on part 7, starting with number 40, U2 with their album War. So, Courtney, how do you feel about U2?
Okay. Well, I love early U2, and I can't even really express how much I love it. I love it so much, and this is my favorite. It's like my favorite album ever. Here at number 40, I have listened to it more than any other album, maybe in the world. It changed my life. It I can't say enough about this album, and I'll just start there. I mean, I can talk at length about every single track. I know when it was released. I know it was released in 83. It's a fairly political album. There are some anthems on it that are just beyond compare. One of their greatest songs, two of their greatest songs. I mean, the power held in this album cannot be overemphasized. My kid heard Sunday Bloody Sunday, and like that was a life-changing moment for her, and it's incredible. And I really thought that the write-up or the little blurb in the Rolling Stones was pretty interesting. Some of that was kind of new to me, the take they had on punk kind of being dead in 83 and their connection to the Clash. Yes, but I'm really looking forward to hearing your thoughts as well.
So this is my first time listening to this album in full.
What? Really?
Yeah. I always love Sunday Bloody Sunday. That's like by far my favorite U2 song.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To the whole thing. All right. That's great.
Yeah, so it's really good. It is quite post-punk. It has definitely a harder edge than any of the other U2 that I've heard, really, or at least of like the like later on. And most like there's only like one like bad lyric in the album.
Oh really?
There's one I thought, this is so bad. It was something like, I don't know my left from right, or I know my left from right, and I know my right from wrong. That one.
Oh, okay. If we want to, yes, there's that. I can think of a few that are a little heavy-handed, perhaps.
Yeah.
A little bit overdoing this sort of reactionary thing that they were doing to pop and the new pop of new romanticism. But yes, it's true. There's a lot of a moral stand is taken, but perhaps too far at times.
So it has like the heart. It has the drums that are quite hidden.
Yep.
The lily white drum sound.
Yes.
I mean, the Edge's guitar always.
Yep.
Always cool. So yeah, I mean, I guess the first U2 I heard was definitely not the best U2.
No, I bet it was.
I first heard U2 in the early I guess like that's a long period of time, I guess. But like the early 2000s U2 when they made their like comeback.
Yes.
Like Most Beautiful Day, and then like Vertigo. Do you remember Vertigo? It's not
yeah. I was like, it was painful for me and I kind of avoided it, but yes.
Yeah, that's a fair move. And then I'm like of course familiar with Bono's like stands on a lot of different issues. Sometimes the right side maybe, and then sometimes just sort of
sympathy for the devil kind of stuff going on there.
Yeah. I'm glad they picked this one, but I'm kind of surprised it wasn't one of their late 80s ones, really, as far as Rolling Stones' choice.
Right. Like it would be Joshua Tree.
Yeah, I would have thought it was gonna be Josh, which we also
Yeah.
Flea.
Tree.
Yeah.
Cold
Um,
War.
this is something until I heard this or read article, I hadn't even considered it. And this is more towards later or like later 80s U2. That U2 sound is like the vocal and the stuff around there is like the basis of like a lot of contemporary Christian rock.
Oh,
I've only listened to
ouch.
I've tried to I mean other than stuff I might have heard like when I was in school or
Yeah.
in like a Christian school.
Yeah.
But like I mean it doesn't have the same power as U2 for me as like someone who doesn't share the same beliefs. But
It's a bitter
isn't
pill.
that kind of like, oh wait a
I mean, I will say, Bono is a Christian. They are a Christian band.
yeah.
And so there's that. I don't consider them to be, I certainly did not know that they were growing up. There
Mm-hmm.
were a lot of, yeah, I guess there were a lot of bands kind of referencing Christian themes sometimes, with the purpose, critiquing Christianity but the moral stance in this album had I think a pretty profound effect on me. Like I read about Bloody Sunday. There's this very sort of this Irish kind of political. I mean, and I think I learned about this album around the same time as Sinead O'Connor
Mm-hmm.
was on the scene before she was completely ostracized by all of the press. In the blurb in the Rolling Stone article, it's saying that as the decades progressed, that more political awareness would come more into vogue as the 90s approached. And I feel like this album, I feel like it aged really well. I don't know how you feel about that. There are some saxophones, which I think are used really well in this side, the B side, which I think there are some who think that side of the album is not as strong. I don't know if you noticed that.
It would take more listens for me to decide, I think. And also
Right.
to think of it more as I mean, or think of it more as two sides, It's not
Right. Yeah, 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 exactly. Because for me, it was very much about flipping the tape over. And it was Refugee on the, beginning of side B. And then I find these sort of dreamscape kind of more ambient sounding music that would, of course, I think catch the attention of Eno for their next album, The
Mhm.
Unforgettable Fire. And the Edge is still a little bit more percussive and maybe terse with his sound, which he would become much more sort of sweeping and epic and sort of ambient and just all the things, all the delay. You hear that in this album, but it's not emphasized as much. There's a much more
Mhm.
percussive sound in being explored in this album. And of course, the lily white drums, the really loud snare and stuff, like you were saying. But this album plays like a story. Like the first song, being Sunny Bloody Sunday, but then the next song is arguably like one of the strongest on the album, I think. I don't think it was a single. In fact, I kind of want to look at what was released, the track listing. But anyway, it's really interesting to me that you are just now listening to it. And I think it's really important that we talk about the cover of this album. I feel like it's
Yeah.
the best album cover ever to me.
So it's a young boy with the busted lip.
Yep.
Uh, it looks like he's like it's like kind of like a what was it called, 1,000 yard stare or
Yes.
like
Yes.
um that he's seen some bad stuff.
Yep.
Um, And then the name of the band and of the album are on the right side, and it's a vertical UT on top, and then WAR in
Yeah,
red,
just in
which I
red
think,
letters.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
And the boy on the cover is Peter Rowan, who's like just the younger brother of Bono's friend.
Okay.
And he's really like he still is really intense looking. And even today, just want to and the band itself, like they were super young. They all grew up together and were in a band from high school on. I mean, they are the best friends. I mean, I read Unforgettable Fire, which is a biography of them when I was younger, and I know a lot about them, but I don't want to overwhelm everyone. But this is my favorite album on the list for sure.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as that, but I do.
No, imagine not.
I do.
After a few more listens,
Yeah. I mean, yeah. It is quite good.
I mean, I was so excited to
Yeah.
see this coming up. I was like, finally, something that really, really, really. I mean, I would put it in the top 10 for me. And I'm glad it's on here instead of Joshua Tree, because Joshua Tree is great. But this is, I think, this changed sort of the landscape of music for me personally as a person and just holds up so well, in my opinion. Aside from a little bit of pedantic, preachy stuff you referenced,
How do you feel about the albums before this one, by the way, just while we're
Okay, so I like all of them. Like I love all of them, listen to them a lot. October, which I think is an incredible album. That album was recorded and they lost the tapes. Something happened, like a disaster. I actually can't remember. Was it a fire? Just some kind of catastrophe occurred in the studio and they lost the album and they had to redo it. And they did it kind of quickly. And there are some criticisms, like there's a sense that they could have done it better. But I love it. I love October. I love Boy. You can definitely see the maturation process. And we should mention too that there's, You Talking You Two to Me is a podcast where you won't really learn much, frankly. You might learn more from this quick portion of the podcast. They don't, but it's very funny. And there is a lot of U2 lore that's shared. But yeah. And then Unforgettable Fire is maybe my second favorite album by them. And then Joshua Tree. Octoon Baby was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, what about Rattle and Hum? That's the other one.
Oh, Rattle and Hum is the live album. And so it's also got Desire, which is one of my favorite songs, but a lot of performances of their songs. So it's a weird album. Yeah. What do you think about it or any of their earlier stuff?
So I mean, I haven't listened to that much U2. I've sort of.
Wow. Yeah. They had by the time you were on the scene.
I mean, I think that's why I think I was listening to some of them earlier this year, just in my car while I was driving my dad to an appointment. I was listening to it at I will say, so it actually does sound good even at really, really low volumes. I can't say that for every band.
Right. That's a good. It really does. I would say so too. Mm-hmm.
I'm now interested in listening to the first two.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
The Unforgettable Fire is top tier. It's Brian Eno. It's so gorgeous. It doesn't have the hits that this album has. There's sort of I don't know, sort of a monotonous, there's just something about it that's, I mean, I can't say enough about that album, but the songs are less distinct. It's more of an overall experience. I mean, well, it has In the Name of Love, which also is a total anthem. And what else? It has another one too. Anyway, I highly recommend The Unforgettable Fire. And then
Okay.
Octoon Baby, as we know, that's how they the first time they recreated themselves. And it's solid, but definitely had more of a 90s flair. It was a little grand, and they no longer seemed at all to be. I remember like 120 Minutes were reluctant to host them, even though they wanted to be on there and they allowed them to be. It was sort of begrudgingly because they were superstars in this way that was kind of unwieldy. And then from there, I mean, I just kind of lost the thread. Zooropa was, Bono created his art, his like alter ego. What's his name? Like Musafa or something? I don't know. No, that's the name of somebody from The Lion King. What is his name? He had an alter ego. It was like a devil, and he would like call the president. He would call Bush all the time. It was annoying. And then I was like, okay, I can't with y'all. And I stopped listening to them. Sad.
Yeah, yeah.
But they're fine. They're okay. And then Edge like married the belly dancer that they had on the stage with them, and
Oh
like
yeah, because that was like his second marriage, right?
second marriage.
Aren't they? They're still together though, right?
They're
The
still
him
together
and
though, so we can't really hate on that, It's all good.
yeah, yeah.
But oh yeah.
But yeah, so number 39 on this list, the songs don't have any deeper meaning really.
Nope.
Sometimes not even double entendres.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the band ZZ Top with their album Eliminator.
Yes. A 70s band who really this was their top selling album, as I learned from the Rolling Stones write up. This was all over MTV. They made these, music videos, and yeah, it's songs like Legs, She's Got Legs, became, part of a pantyhose ad, and Sharp Dressed Man. And it's an interesting band. What do you think about ZZ Top?
So this is my first time really intentionally listening to ZZ Top.
Right.
I also decided to listen to kind of like highlights of their earlier albums just to sort of see how it differed really.
Right.
And it is, I mean, it's good blues. It didn't like the earlier they don't turn me off as far as sounding too like like that white blue, like it doesn't have that issue listening to it. And then I realized some of them, I was like, oh yeah, I've heard some of these. It's like, oh, I've at least heard the guitar. But yeah, I mean, it's a 3-piece band.
Right.
Like that. Although from looking up online, really on this album, it was really Billy Gibbons and others doing all the other two members, even though they're credited, didn't really a lot of it was recorded by in this studio musicians.
Right.
But I mean, this album integrated synthesizer into the blues,
right?
And I mean, I think it works together. I think they brought in new wave pretty well.
Yeah.
But yeah, who's the other one who worked on it?
It doesn't strike me as synthesizer music, but it did sound, kind of modern at the time.
Yeah.
And I read on Wikipedia that Depeche Mode was an influence at the time.
Yeah, because there was a lawsuit from the other the producer based on not being credited, because one of the songs was straight up written by him.
Oh.
Yeah, what was the?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, so yeah, no, it was.
I see what you're talking about. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
The band recorded Hudson's song "Thug" without permission. They finally paid him $500,000 in '86 after they went to court.
Yeah.
Okay. So they have a little problem with that sometimes.
Yeah. So I watched the videos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tell me about the video. I do not Grow up watching them constantly.
I mean, if they were, I mean, I would have seen them if they were included, either if they were included in like a countdown, or I mean, I could have seen them. I mean, I'm surprised I haven't seen them more recently while watching like 80s videos.
Yeah.
Like, so one thing, like, I mean, so yeah, they're very cheesecakey, but like, I don't. It wasn't as like creepy as I kind of thought it might be. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not in a way, you know what's weird to hear you say that is like I never felt like that creeped out. It was kind of like girls getting a makeover with their friends, and then ZZ Top would just kind of be in the background.
Yeah, that's I think what part of it is that the fact that they weren't like main characters in the videos at all. They sort of
Yeah.
like appeared and then they like help somebody and then they like disappear again. Yeah, I
It
mean
was
these were kind of
like Guardians of the
yeah, they were yeah, that I think that helps like make it less.
Yeah, I didn't get a real sexist vibe. Like I would watch these videos, and of course there's objectification happening, but I always felt when I look back, I was thinking about this where as they came up, I was like, I always felt kind of good about myself and the world after watching videos as a young girl in the world. I was like, hey, this girl, she's kind of nerdy, but she's going to find her style. This couple that really likes each other going to get together with the help of ZZ Top. I don't know. It's like, I mean, now I want to watch them again because I felt good. I love makeover scenes and movies and stuff. And right. I mean, this is all from memory of the 80s. But they were memorable and I saw them constantly, but that's what they're about, right?
Yeah, that's basically, yeah, that's what they're
I gotta watch Shark Dress main video. Oh, I love this video. Okay, I'm gonna do it.
yeah. Yeah, I mean the sharp dressed man and the legs one were like way more memorable than "Give Me All Your Lovin'," which was kind of just
I don't remember that
I
one.
think it was like a gas station or something, and like there people. It
Yeah.
wasn't. I didn't really stick with me. The car did. I mean, the car was really cool.
And they would do this move, but you won't be able to see it, but they would make this like windmill with their finger point.
Yeah, yeah, they would do that. Yeah, the coupe. It's a 1933 Ford Coupe.
Oh, he's driving, yes. And then we have to mention their guitars, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what is that thing called? Is it a flying Z? Like what? Okay, the flying V, right? So that's a Epiphone Dave Mustaine flying V custom electric guitar, but they would play these. I mean, they had a lot of different guitars, I guess, that they played, but they have iconic and custom designs. Billy Gibbons, 1959 Gibson Les Paul, Pearly Gates, as it is often known, being the most famous. But yeah, I just remember like the flying V thing,
Mm-hmm. And it's not our only flying V for today.
Yeah. I don't know much about gear, but we had to because you often talk about the type of guitar they use when we talk about or when we think about ZZ Top and them kind of like spinning the guitars. Isn't that a thing too?
Yeah, it was interesting because like just because most of them from periods following this is that like I mean it was like an image change, not with this album, but with like album I think one or two before this where they came back after like a break and then they had beards. So I was like, okay, yeah, that's cool, like cool choice, cool idea. So number 38 is Elvis Costello and the Attractions with Imperial Bedroom.
Okay.
So like we know from like a previous episode that you're not a big fan of Elvis Costello.
Oh, and this is the first time he's on this list, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, it came up previously because who is it that said like it was like another one of the like. No, it was on this list.
Oh yeah.
Who was that? Another one of the sort of new wave singer-songwriters.
All right.
I think he was near the beginning. I think it was, near the beginning of the list.
I do too. But Lord knows I can't go back with all these ads. It's okay,
All right.
I think, probably.
All right, wait. Let's see if I can. I don't have the ad, so let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
So while I look for that, what is it about? Is it his voice? Is it like the topics of his songs? Is it sort of like
It
the
is the melodies of
instrumentation?
the songs somehow. I guess it's the instrumentation in a way too. It's very strange that I can't find the songs that I like. There's this there's sort of a tinniness about it, and it's a bright sound. It is kind of like almost, it just feels like a very neurological kind of biochemical reaction that it's hard to explain, but there's something about these melodies that sound kind of, they're not mournful, there's not enough minor chords or sus chords, they're all very bright kind of major sounding songs to me that are almost, I mean, they don't sound like show tunes, they sound kind of, it's a smaller sound, it's sort of a, I don't know, and the subjects are fine for the most part, but there's nothing haunting about it to me. It's more nostalgic. It reminds me of like a show tune. There's a bright kind of like, I don't often respond to Elton John's music for the same kind of reason. But and I don't know how to describe it. And I don't have a great reason for not liking it. There's not
Okay.
enough saturation, maybe. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know.
I mean, kind of. I mean, I can kind of see that being like preventing you from really enjoying it. So the artist we were thinking about was Graham Parker, who was number 97 on the list.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm most familiar with Elvis Costello's like 70s albums more so than like anything from then on. And really, I mostly listen to even though I have the other albums, I mostly end up listening to like the singles and like the like Less Than Zero and like Allison. But yeah, actually, so I used to know someone whose name was Allison, and she told us that one time she was like alone at home and had the radio on, and it started playing Allison, and it like scared her because she thought it was somebody saying, so someone was there saying her name.
Yes, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't there kind of a 50s quality to him?
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Mm,
I think it's somewhere in there, yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's instrumentally and stuff. It's definitely smoother, I would say, than some of like the earlier, more nervy new wave sound.
Yeah.
But like, it's like pleasant to listen to. I guess it's not necessarily that big of a compliment, but at least it's.
Yeah,
But I mean, it's well done.
it is.
yeah, it's mentioning some of his like, I mean, influenced by the Beatles, but also by like Tim Pan Alley, like earlier, like kind of show tunesy kind of like songwriters. So
Yes, the Tin Pan Alley. That's the term or the genre that I've been looking for
it's
that
like
really bugs me in music. Even though I know it's connected to all of the music that we loved and allowed some of my favorite music to exist, anything that's too closely linked to it really bothers me. Like for the very first David Bowie album ever, when he wasn't
Oh, you mean like the very very first, or like
very, very
the
first.
one that like no one like that sort of like
One
hidden
that
one?
no one knows, like story songs and stuff, and he's not David Bowie at that point. I hate it. I hate that kind of thing.
Isn't this wait? Wasn't he born Davy Jones or something?
Yeah, I think it was the Davy Jones. That's the album. Yes, the Davy
Yeah.
Jones album. Can't stand it. I can't even. But I hate to be like that, but I don't like it. Um, That's what this reminds me of. Totally.
Yeah, so they mentioned some of the some of the
It's just like I'm at a beach or something. I don't know. I hate it. Okay, sorry.
this was partially returned returned to form album after like his the previous album was like a covers album that didn't do very well, which
Oh,
like it was a country covers album recorded in Nashville.
really?
Um,
Oh, that's
yeah, I mean,
interesting.
so yeah, I mean, he's someone. I guess he's someone who can like really recreate himself
Yeah.
for sure, or like enter different different genres.
And he's really, I like his like look during this period, the glass, the spectacled kind of. I mean, there is that maybe that's part of the Buddy Holly connection for
Mm-hmm.
me. It's like, and I like the up tempo aspect.
Mm-hmm. So, could you explain or give a analysis of the album cover?
Oh yeah, I was looking at that and I'm like, okay, as an art, yeah, this is very. Is this who is this? De Kooning? Well, who? Yeah, let me look that up real quick because I have not looked it up.
I mean, there's like a lot of zippers.
Oh, there are.
There's some like scissor, or it looks like scissors, but they're like fully extended out.
Okay, this is
Um,
very.
it looks like there's like a person. It looks like they're playing a thermometer as like it's like an instrument, like a flute.
Right. Yes. Okay, so the artwork it's a painting called Snake Charmer and Reclining Octopus by Barney Bubbles. So that white thing is an octopus, maybe, with its eye right in the middle, that orange eye. Does that make sense?
As much as anything in this does.
Well, so yes, and then there's a guy, a yellow guy with black hair. Yes, like you said, blowing a thermometer into the sort of what is it? That snap, the head of the octopus. And yes, those do seem to be zippers. And there's a very graphic, geometric kind of 80s quality with some sort of maybe modernist, primitivist kind of imagery thrown in
Mhm.
there. But honestly, I don't know what to make of it. The font at the bottom is confusing. It's the word imperial uppercase and then bedroom all lowercase, but then
In
sort
between
of
it.
coming together between it. Yeah.
Yeah, so it looks more like Imped Rom
Yeah.
All and Bubble.
That's right. I think that's what I would think that it was called. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's cool. It's really very interesting. And I looked at it for a while. I would never have seen the octopus if I hadn't just read
yeah,
that's what
yeah.
it was.
I would not have seen it either.
And he's a snake charmer. So perhaps that thermometer thing is a flute of some sort, but it looks like a
Yeah,
thermometer.
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you about that. That's some weird stuff right there. Yeah,
yeah. His arms look different from each
they
other.
do. They do.
Yeah, so moving on from Snake Charmers to the final album, or number 37 is the final album from the singer Marvin Gaye. It's his album Midnight Love.
I mean, what what a wonderful person. And this is truly, maybe in a way, this is what I feel like is missing from Elvis Costello is like this more, yeah, just more ethereal saturation and just this sort of like this. I mean, I always feel like Marvin Gaye's music almost sounds religious in a way, in how beautiful it can be. this is the album that has like sexual healing. I think many people, many people were conceived to this album, probably.
Yeah, I think
No.
this along with "Let's Get It On," like previously, that's another one. Where,
Yeah, yeah, true. This is
yeah,
82, and I don't think it's my favorite of his albums, but it's another just gorgeous, sultry, fairly perfect album by him.
it definitely sounded '80s in a good way as far as like looking for like forward-looking music.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned that there was influence from like reggae and like synthesizer like, groups, like from Kraftwerk. And I mean, it was always, his death is, always tragic. But listening to this and realizing that, I mean, there were so much more directions he could have gone, might have gone into if he survived. I
Yes.
mean, I feel like I'm sure he would have been influenced by like rap going more, going forward, and like, who else knows what else he would have brought into his music. And it really fucking sucks that he
Oh,
wasn't he murdered by his father?
his own father, yes.
Yeah.
Hmm. Absolutely. And he himself, Marvin, Gaye, suffered from like depression, and as you would if you had the kind of father who was capable of this. He had been, yeah, in a very dark place preceding this album. Addiction. Oh
I mean,
gosh, I love him. Okay, so he told the writer Nelson George in 1983 that his mission was to tell the world and the people about the upcoming Holocaust and to find all those of higher consciousness who can be saved. And he felt the need to draw everyone's attention with a hit before returning to message music. And so, but yes, he always has this. That's what I mean. It always sounds almost religious, like he has this higher purpose to his music.
mhm.
And he would get you in there with a hit, and then he would, plea for everyone to come together and embrace love and understanding. And, you know, do you hear
Yeah.
that on this album?
You mean like the
That message, I guess.
or some of the message? I mostly hear the like the love or like the maybe not as much of the message, but I mean I was going through some of because he had such a long and fruitful career
Yeah.
starting in like the '60s and on through the '70s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is his last album.
Yeah. And I mean, so among all of the like sort of legacy artists on
Mhm.
this list, I mean, this is definitely one of the best of those albums that were included on this list.
Yes, I agree.
I
I
think
agree. That
along
too.
with like the Aretha Franklin album, that was also really
Yeah,
cool.
well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. Like to be on the list. But yeah, number 36 is Anita Baker with the album Rapture.
Mm. All right. So I loved Anita Baker as a kid. I so growing up in Atlanta, like my favorite station it was kind of an R&B station. It also had like a lot of like, I don't know, like that song Friends. I just remember this album coming out and that song and her biggest hit, Sweet Love. And I really loved the song too because she had kind of a deep voice, which I hadn't really heard. It was really easy for me to sing her songs. Even as a little kid, I had kind of a lower voice and not much of a range. And I would love singing along to it. I mean, Tina Turner also, more of a deeper range, and which is why I always liked singing her songs and karaoke. But it just felt very different from all the other R&B that I was exposed to. It was so haunting and beautiful and grand, but there's also like a subtle, I think they used the word restrained in the, because I actually really like the Rolling Stone write-up that I read earlier this week, but now I can't remember everything. But the way they described the production on this album and just her voice, there just aren't as many altos, I don't think. People, we really prize this sort of upper range. You can see with like Mariah Carey and and
Yeah.
even Whitney Houston, as she is such a power, but there was something very to hear this sort of yearning and this her kind of pleading when she does hit the upper register, like it feels all the more powerful for some reason to hear her singing. It really does something to me. I really always loved Anita Baker, and I never had this album, but yeah. What do you know anything about her?
I mean, I wasn't really previously familiar, to be honest.
Right, I'm sure. I mean, if you didn't grow up in the 80s, I feel like it's easy to not really know her work.
Mm-hmm.
Did
But
you
yeah, I
ever?
mean, looking at the blur, say that I knew what I wanted to sing, and I knew what kind of production I wanted, which was a minimalist approach. The dilemma was choosing a producer,
Mhm.
and then she worked with the former keyboardist for the funk band that she had sung for.
Chapter 8 or something.
Yeah, and then, yeah, they let her make the record she wanted to make, which is cool. And
I know. I
it
always
did
wonder
really
how she
well.
broke into the scene, and I've never looked into it because it was like, where'd she come from, and how did she do a lot of backup singing? I didn't look into this, but I
I
had
mean,
that.
only when I mentioned in here
Mm.
is that funk band. Yes, I don't know what else she was.
She's from Detroit, I think.
She born in Ohio and yeah, she was. Oh, wow, she was raised by a foster family in Detroit,
I did not know that. Wow.
and then her foster parents died, and her foster sister. What?
Oh, wow.
She was. I mean, she was singing in nightclubs at like 16.
Her mother abandoned her when she was 2 years old. Wow. Oh, and then her foster parents died. That's
Yeah,
wild. What a heart. Oh, so that, I don't know. I mean, because I just always felt like there was so much pain.
yeah,
And I would get so excited because this was another big MTV song. It would come on a lot. At least for me, it did. I don't know. And it was just her singing, and what the video wasn't anything like spectacular, but I just always loved that song, Sweet Love. It was just so pretty. And yeah, it is kind of a minimalist. And honestly, I only knew like, her releases. And then, but I also had this sense that she was really deeply respected. Like anyone who refers to her, it's like she has all this integrity and artistic integrity. It's kind of like, it's a strange comparison to draw. They're not similar in a way, but there's like that Marvin Gaye, that kind of reverence that you have around him. It's like I feel is extended to her as well.
yeah. I'm glad I ended up listening to this, and it does not. I mean, it does not sound dated.
That's right. Does not sound dated because that
It does
minimal
not.
production.
Yeah, that definitely helped. And number 35 is quite different.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is the band Metallica with their debut Kill 'Em All from 1983.
Yes.
So I don't think we talked, but we've talked about Metallica before and about thrash metal, and not really that big of a Metallica fan as
Right.
compared to I preferred Slayer to
Yeah.
Metallica, and then
I
also
agree. I agree.
yeah, also pretty big into some of the like earlier like Megadeth albums.
Yeah. I like. Me too. Me too. Okay.
Yeah,
Totally agree with all that.
yeah. I don't know what it is that like. I mean, I mean, I guess it's
Why is this
compared to
album on here?
as compared to like one of their other ones, or
Yeah.
just
Wouldn't you think like Master
It would have
Puppet?
been Master Puppets or like Ride the
Oh,
Lightning or something.
yeah. Isn't this
I would have thought, yeah, it is an interesting choice. Yes, I don't know why. I don't know if they were just going for it's like a new.
Stop, Josie.
Yeah, I guess they're going for it because it's an exciting new subgenre
Mm-hmm.
that it's like faster. It keeps some of like the speed of like. There's some of like the motor head to it.
Yes.
They originally wanted to name the album "Metal Up Your Ass," which is Kill 'Em All is definitely a better name than "Metal Up Your Ass." Guys,
It is.
yeah, it's not the it's not the worst almost album name that a band considered. I mean,
Yeah.
because I think Beastie Boys' original idea for the name of the first like album would have been way like one of the worst ever. That thankfully they weren't talked out of that, but I mean, yeah, I mean, so listening to it because I do have this on CD. I could not find it, so I don't know where it went. It's somewhere,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's definitely because like later on they got a little bit slower,
Mm-hmm.
and then I mean, of course, I think everyone in the world has heard Enter Sandman
Yes.
like probably like hundreds of times, just like not even like unintentionally, just
Like
it's like it's
good.
just in the air. And then I mean, yeah, awesome band's logo, the
Right.
the kick like the lightning bolt and lightning bolt A, very cool.
Yes. This
But yeah, it's
album's
not this.
dark, like the album cover, and this is their prototype, I guess.
Yeah, it started from riffs, then yeah, yeah during jam sessions.
Was Dave Mustaine on this album? It wasn't, right?
No, I don't think he ever was on any of like the recorded version of
Right.
them.
Because he was too wild. And get him the first like, out of the gate, he was too much for Metallica. To think about that.
Yeah,
I know. I feel a little bit like I'm not. I feel inadequate in my.
yeah.
Yes, because this is a band that warrants a lot of respect, and I've seen the movie where they all go to therapy, and that's a great. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I've heard great things about it as far as yeah.
Oh yeah.
It does.
I mean,
I should. Yeah, I'll have to add that to the music documentary list for sure.
absolutely. Well, I mean, this is Cliff Burton was just such an important songwriter. Like he wrote a lot for them. He named this album, right? He was like talking about different record executives and how annoying they were, and he was like, "Why don't we just kill them all?" And then they named the album that.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, yeah, very influential on the sound of like metal going forward.
Yeah,
Along with Slayer, along with Megadeth.
yeah. And Kill 'Em All was like critically acclaimed right out of the gate as well. And the record was initially pressed in like batches of 500 copies, but it ended up selling like 17,000. Something I've been thinking about more lately is just like numbers of albums sold, because you realize like even like 1,000 copies being sold nowadays is a pretty successful run.
Yeah, I
You
think
know,
some of the best selling ones are selling like 10,000,
yes.
and then it's more people talking about equivalent units. Hearing the numbers of like some of the big slim ones and nights, oh, that's a lot of albums, or the 2000s, and it's like something like the 70s or 80s ones, where it's like, oh yeah, it sold like 30 million albums. Like what? The scale is hard. Like the scale of some of the albums to come on this list of the
Yeah.
bestsellers. It's also wild how many some of these bands that were critical, but didn't sell that well, sold compared to like what sells today. Oh, so yeah, this like mid tier selling like album was sold 100,000. You're like, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I mean, even like for that fall compilation album that we that we
Yeah.
covered, 50,000 fall fans. You can't be wrong. Like 50,000. That's
Yes.
yeah.
And now, we've got streaming, so we've really, it's so
Yeah.
much harder to measure, and we look at like monthly streams, but yeah, I have had Shane, like my partner is a really big fan of Metallica, loves Metallica, and I've sat and listened to this album with him and had him sing the lyrics to me, and we talk about lyrics. I do see like the Motorhead, there's like a biker element that is really strong in the early lyrics, a leather kind of aspect that becomes more about other dark themes. But this is the album that has like the what's the album track list, the one that's really special to Shane. It's Hit the Lights, the Motor Breath, I think is the one. I love some of these themes though, like Phantom Lord. Metal is just so glorious in a way.
Yeah.
And the morbidity, and anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm really like, I don't.
If we were talking, yeah, I mean, we'd have more. If it was Rain and Blood, we'd have like more to.
Yeah, it would. Yeah,
More to-
totally. More to say. I just don't know why we rated them more. And also, I think it has to do with when I was coming of age, like Inner Sandman. Like I did not like that album. There are some really. I don't like the song Inner Sandman at all. But I know that Anywhere I Roam, some of those are I respect now. But I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like Metallica as much. So there we go.
Since they're probably not since it's not gonna probably come up again, I do want to mention the Megadeth song just because it amuses me a lot. Is "Sweating Bullets." That song, it's so funny.
I mean, they are so funny. I love their sound.
Yeah.
It like really hits me. But when you think about like the lyrics and stuff, it's such a story band. So,
yeah, I mean, I was about to try to imitate the sound, but it's like that, like vocal. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's funny, but also like very like, oh yeah, just the way he's like the delivery, but it is cool as well.
And he's just like really explaining like panic attack, what that is and how it
Yeah.
feels. I mean,
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely.
Insanity, just that feeling.
Yeah.
I'm losing my mind. And then also, but he'll also, talk about aliens and nuclear war.
Yeah.
I love Megadeth.
Yeah.
He captures it. He captures that feeling.
Yeah.
And we're not talking about them though, because they're not on this list though.
Yeah, neither is Slayer with Rain and Blood. Yeah, one of the Wild album.
I saw Slayer.
Wow. Oh, you did? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, number 34 on this list is the second album by the Rolling Stones on this list.
I know.
That is Tattoo You. I mean, I guess they're like, oh, we share the same name. We're named like, but it's fine.
I couldn't do this. When I saw it on there,
I pushed this one back. Yeah, I listened to this like I pushed it back until like yesterday as far as
I was like, Will's got this one, and I do that.
I listened to So I mean, this is the first time I intentionally listened to "Start Me Up." I've heard it like how other times, but I mean, as far as like songs that you know immediately what song you're listening to, it's got to be up there because the first second of the song is noticeable. Like, oh, this is. And I was like, okay, how soon do you know what song it is? Oh yeah, no, it's the first second. Literally the first. I mean, it might even be less time before you can remember it's recognizable.
What are they?
I mean, so I didn't. I mean, I didn't like hate it, but I also did not think it's.
You like it better than the other one?
Than the Steel Wheels or whatever. I mean, that one sounds more like old Rolling Stones, so I like it in that way. Right. But like this one, like sounds like it's pushing things forward more. So I don't.
Yeah.
But I didn't really.
It's all outtakes from previous sessions that go back like a decade. Is that right?
Oh, some of them are not necessarily outtakes, but yeah, some of them date back like several years.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them, yeah, began, yeah, a couple, yeah, in some of their earlier 70s work.
Start Me Up became like the song that I associated with them because every time was it used in a commercial? I don't know, but every time you would hear about them or they were or see an ad for their tour or something, it'd be like "Start Me Up," you know. And
I
that became
feel like I didn't end up looking this up. Let me say, I feel like there was something to do with them with like Microsoft.
oh weird, yeah,
Let
something.
me, yeah, it was the launch for Windows 95 when they introduced it. The large,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Okay, because I know that "Start Me Up" was like the soundtrack of my life or something,
Mhm.
like for a period. Because but it's an old song. But no, it's from the 80s. All right, all right.
Early versions of it were during the Some Girl sessions of that album.
Um,
Um,
they play at the beginning of their concert.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like
It's a
it
pretty, I mean,
starts you up, and like it's one of their really well
it
known
was
songs.
originally a reggae song. I'm looking on the Wikipedia page. Did you know that?
Yeah. Well, I now know. It's in the thing as well. Yeah.
Or some things
Um,
too?
yeah. I wonder if they mentioned
No.
from Europe. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Wait.
Oh, it's brown sugar again. It is brown sugar again. Wow, okay. Richard said that. It was okay. Can I read what Richard said in this blurb? Because
Yeah.
Shannon read
Sure.
his biography, but I don't know if that's where this is from. But it was one of those things we cut a lot of times. One of those cuts you can play forever, forever and ever in the studio. I'm sure. 20 minutes go by and you're still locked into those two chords. Sometimes you become conscious of the fact that, oh, it's brown sugar again. So you begin to explore more rhythmic possibilities. It's basically trial and error because it is just two chords. As I said, that one was pretty locked into a reggae rhythm for quite a few weeks, trying to make it sound different. This is me as an aside. We were cutting it for emotional rescue, but it was nowhere near coming through, and we put it aside and almost forgot about it. So then they took it back out and it took about 6 hours to record. Okay. Well,
Okay. Yeah. So looks like Bob Clearmountain mixed the record, which Jagger credits for it helping it sound, not like they were bringing songs from that didn't work out for previous records. Yeah, so album cover, that's certainly something.
yeah.
A
The album title also, it's just like, I don't know. Like,
tattoo you.
uh-huh. I don't know.
It sounds more fun to say than it looks like tattoo you. So I guess it has back, but yeah, no. Like, if you don't like say it out loud, it's just like tattoo you. Just like
Yeah.
it's not a very good
No.
album name.
It's like a
Um,
kid something, but it is fun to say.
yeah, it is fun to say. Yeah. Oh, even the ear is tattooed. That's gonna be like a
Yeah.
really
But not the
bad
forehead
idea.
or nose or lip or
Yeah, yeah,
so there those of you who don't know, so it's a woman. It's a woman, right? We don't know. I guess it's an
it's,
androgynous figure, maybe. Is that just me?
yeah. Yeah, I can't. I'm not sure either. Either
Okay.
way, yeah, it could
With
be.
what's appeared to me in this day and age to be tribal tattoos
Yeah.
all over their face and neck and ear. So it's very black and white with a red background. It's kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
same color scheme as the War album by you too.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. It's also another one of this or where like it's the artist name and then the album name are like way up top, and then they're like most of the rest of the album, like of the cover is dedicated to like the picture. Because for the other
Yeah,
ones, it's like pointing out like the artist, like
right.
where it's focused on like them. Well, this one is someone else. So yeah, number 33 on this list is an album we covered in our 100 greatest indie rock albums of all time series. That is Who's Skidoo with their album Zen Arcade.
Yes.
So
we've already talked about it, but we have a little bit more to say, I think, since you just read Bob Mold's.
yeah, I read his
I realize
biography.
you read fast.
It's really, I think it's only these like music books.
I mean, that's right, because you've said before that you don't read particularly fast, but you've really torn through.
Yeah, and then also with the ebooks too, where I'm able to, instead of like scrolling through something else. Also, I think it's easier to keep reading when I'm like, reading for a goal. In this case, learning more about Bob Mold's life and also the creation of some of these great albums.
Yeah.
So I guess I haven't actually gone, the point of listening to what we said. I heard what we said about New Day Rising, but I have not reached up to Zen Arcade yet to quite remember everything we said. But I mean, it's a double album.
Yeah.
It's a rock opera, and
The story.
yeah, they were openly acknowledging their '60s musical predecessors. So I mean, from listening to some of those albums, like examining them, came with the idea of a concept album.
Yep.
Quote, I began to contemplate the idea of a concept album. Remember, I was 22 and I was drinking, smoking, and still speeding. There was a lot going on in my head about trying to make a bigger statement, something of lasting value.
Mm.
And I mean, they were starting to like react against the sort of the developing rules about what a punk band or hardcore, and they threw a lot of shows travel and opening for bands that the audience did not care about who Skidoo. They got faster and faster playing, but at a certain point, they were like over it. They, like we've reached the apathy of that sound, and let's sometimes slow things down, or sometime bring in these other like elements into the music. Yeah, I mean, so let me pull up the. So I mean, it's still, yeah. I mean, there's the. We did mention previously that it was recorded, like it was like recorded mix like very very quickly.
Right. That's right. Yes, which is hard to believe.
Yeah. Yeah, here's another, Zen Arcade started like all albums do. A few songs here, a few general ideas there. But at some point, we realized it could be so much more, and ambition kicked in. We didn't sit down and say, let's write a semi autobiographical opera. Let's amalgamate the fact that Greg's parents are divorced, Grant's situation is this, and Baum's conundrum is that, and weave it all together. There wasn't a conscious effort to construct a composite character. That seemed to be the end result of the writing for Zen Arcade.
Mm.
And so it's a little bit about the story, which I was like, okay, I only had the general idea, which I think is the reality of basically every rock opera. That there's certain stuff that's like subtextual you will not hear unless you're told it's there.
Right. Yes. There's something kind of wonderful about that striving to do something very meaningful, really kind of a vulnerable thing for a punk or post-punk band to do, and to be autobiographical in that way. Because there's kind of like two directions you can go in sort of, I don't know, punk adjacent music, which is just to be sort of cynical and maybe reactionary, but not exactly, but like to renounce all of that and be more, I don't know, to bring a little more humor and sardonic kind of elements into it, irreverent kind of thing, elements to the music. Or you can go in this extreme direction that maybe U2 went into, and sort of the clash of just like really caring a lot, but for things to be really like striving to be very personal and meaningful. I don't know. I like that about this album. Does that make sense? Did I
Yeah,
make sense?
I think so. Yeah, I think it. I think it is. I mean, I think it definitely isn't meaningful, and it's like it's a snapshot of a period of time, which is why of like feelings and emotions and thoughts, and it's so there. I mean, but he mentions later that Zen Arcade means a lot more to other musicians than it does to him personally. I began to outgrow and move beyond those feelings almost at the moment I documented them.
Right.
But the fact that they resonate so deeply with my audience, the critics, and generations of fellow musicians, there's the reward.
Yeah.
I mean, because he also mentions that there's songs on like the B side, or I guess like it's hard when it's a double album. It's like, okay, what side? What like he that he's never like played past that point. But I mean, yeah, this is there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of sadness. So this album, a lot of like, it's a lot, yeah.
And we're trying to think about what we didn't touch on before.
I mean,
There's a rock opera for us, like those of us who
yeah. For those with tough, it's one of the only punk rock operas.
Yeah.
I can only think of like one other one, so which I think I mentioned the last time too.
Which one was it? I hate to.
David Comes to Life by the band Fucked Up.
Oh, I don't. Did you? Okay, I don't know if you mentioned it.
From from the 2010s, like 2011.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, while preparing since I dug deep last time on Zen Arcade, I listened to some more of like the later the major label Who's Could Do albums, Candy Apple Gray and Warehouse Songs. Not as good because I knew they weren't, but they're not as they're both not as like bad as I thought they might have been, but they're not at the same level. And yeah, I dug completely into Sugar. I mean, that helped the legacy of Who's Could Do for sure, of having that like another success. And I listened to one of his solo albums, like the 80s ones. I think I might have hit my I don't know if I how much I didn't like it just because of the quality and how much is the fact that I kind of like OD'd on Who's Could Do. I think it might have been like after listening to like a ton of straight Who's Could Do, I think it might have been, and also Sugar as well. It might have been. I mean, it's different. It's so much different than like so much quieter, so much more like monarchy. Like it is different. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I read more about it's like them learning more about like the story of the fall falling apart, and then I mean he moved on. Like he's I mean there's a songs he still plays. There's still in his set list today, but emotionally he moved on from that past. So there's actually though a new release that I'm glad I found out about. There's like a live album that like just came out. Like that's like really I only listened to the first of the two shows on it.
Yeah.
But it like it's recorded better than any of their like actual albums.
Yeah.
It is for anyone who've been interested in history but maybe put off by the sort of challenging like buzz to it, the kind of like lo-fi to like sometimes a fullness of it.
Right.
It is called 1985, The Miracle Year. It includes shows like around the first one's around like the release of New Day Rising, because they were so productive, like having the next album like ready based. I mean, that is the advantage about that. Think of it. I mean, recorded cheaply and able to come back with their next album Yeah, because I mean, it's like I think it's like a 24 track like live like. So I mean, like it thump like the bass and drums sound more like you can hear them. you know,
Yeah.
compared to on the album where the guitar is by far like the most distinct
Yeah.
sound to it. Which was a flying V, by the way. Which I was like, oh wait, really?
Yeah. But we are so grateful.
Yeah, for
We hung in
yeah,
there.
yeah, and then found himself
Yeah.
like
Even if he was over it as soon as he wrote it.
well, I mean, some of the songs, not just his good, that song, this album, and
Yeah.
yeah, even that that it made him and Grant made a meaningful statement that no matter the quality of the with like the drugs that helped it happen.
Yeah.
There's one more quote from the making of the album that's yeah. So we recorded Zen Arcade with Spot at Total Access at the end of October of 1983. Throughout the sessions, I was operating in a blur of alcohol and a last dance with speed, but I know we spent 45 hours for setup, basic tracks, overdubs, and vocals. The three of us were in the live room at Total Access, which felt like a big garage. One of the first things we did was brew a pot of coffee. For this first pot, we added a gram of crystal meth to the coffee grounds for a little extra kick. After a cup or two, I was more than perked up and quite ready to get to work. So there was a little bit of crystal meth in there.
Well, man. Yeah.
And they record, and yeah, in that process, not in,
Yeah.
but yeah, so number 32 on this list is quite different than Who's Skidoo. It is John Cougar Mellencamp's album,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yes.
This
Second
is our
one
second,
on the
yeah.
list. Yep. Yeah. I have some questions in a way about this album, but what do you think about him being one of the few artists to be on here twice, along with who? Just the Rolling Stones and him?
Springsteen.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
And then, I mean, and then there's going to be some that are going to have a second one. I mean, Prince is definitely going to have a second one.
Got to, right?
But yeah.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's been spoiled by the header thing, which I'm still a little bit mad about. But
Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, I'm a little bit. I mean, there's good songs in here, and I mean, it's a good album too. But yeah, I don't know that it needs to have both of them. I
I
feel
don't, and I don't know if this is the one that I would pick, but
as higher than the other. Yeah,
I don't know. It doesn't have like my favorite songs, but there are some pretty notable ones, like Authority Song. Let
yeah.
God Win, the Authority always wins. That's a great little anthem. It's
I love
got,
that it has the riff from "Thought the Law" on it, like the Clash version of it.
oh,
Like it's like not throughout the whole song, but like for like a
it's the same
perfect.
song in a way.
Yeah, it's this well thematically, but also that like it sort of
Yeah.
borrows that guitar for a little bit.
Yes, it does. Now that I'm thinking about this, it's really hitting me. So that I'm glad you brought this in. Wow. Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
So there's that. Pink Houses is kind of, I guess, maybe the arguably like the strongest song on here. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's the one that's like, Ain't That America?
yeah,
It's a sort of a kind of he's taking these sort of snippets of these people's lives. It starts out with kind of telling the story of a black man who's got an interstate running through his front yard, telling his wife that, I guess he's aging, that she remembers when she could stop a clock. Then you've got then each sort of little story snippet has got a chorus in between. It's like, Ain't That America for you and me, so it's sort of a cultural critique. And it's got a man in a t-shirt listening to rock and roll, dreaming of being a president, but he's maybe a greaser type. And then we've got somebody on vacation in the Gulf of Mexico. There's just sort of this, it's a critique of like maybe the working class in America. And there's that song. And yeah. Do you
Yeah. But yeah, I think those are all, it's definitely all part of
part of
it.
project. I would just
Yeah.
say that there's a lot of it kind of shows you where the Rolling Stones priorities are. It's something we're kind of talking about as we go through this list.
Yeah, roots. Yeah, just like the roots. Like
yeah.
And I mean in the like the Heartland rock.
Yeah, very much
Subject, yeah. The
and very rock centric.
And I mean when these rock singers could be pop stars.
Right. Yeah.
Millions and millions of albums.
Millions of albums. And I'm a little like confused. Those are the hits from this album? It's also Crumbling Down, I guess, is one. John Prine wrote Jackie O. Yeah, this album doesn't stand out to me as much. I find the original album cover to be confusing, but I don't know if you did as well.
It looks kind of like it looks out of time in a really like future, like it looks like fan art from like the 2000s.
Yes, it looks
also
kind of like a bad painting of him, right?
It looks, I mean, it looks to me kind of like early 2000s like video game character.
Yes, his arms are too short. First of all, your elbows go down to your hips. It's a painting, right? Because it looks it's so weird to me, to be perfectly honest.
And to use a more recent term, it looks kind of yassified.
Yes. And what are the squiggles up in the like surrounding him? I feel like I'm missing something kind of.
There's like fairies or something.
Oh, okay. I'm zooming in now. Those are fairies. Whoa.
But it looks like some of them have like devil tails.
Weird. What is happening?
Is it like an angel and devils or something on his shoulder? Yeah.
Yes. No. What in the world? This is very strange.
Yeah. I'm surprised this isn't talking about more as like a bad.
I can't find any information about it. I think he redid the cover even, because then I look up album cover, it describes maybe a reissue, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's very unusual to me, but I don't see fairies.
But I mean, but it does have the jeans and white t-shirt feel to it.
His classic kind of look, sleeveless t-shirt. Yeah, so I just wanted to know that was happening.
So our final album for today is the band Roxy Music with their album Avalon from 1982.
Yes.
So I had not previously like dug into Roxy Music until preparing for this episode.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I had heard about them as being like influential on like punk. Totally. And on like post-punk.
Yeah.
And I had heard that Brian Eno had been a member.
Yeah, that's isn't that surprise, right? You had heard that though.
Yeah.
Like I remember.
Brian Eno was in that band. He's in a band.
Yeah, I know.
And so I listened to a couple of their albums because I was like, I want to hear what they sounded like before.
Yeah.
So I listened to their two albums with Eno, their first two albums, and then I listened to the one with like the naked people. Quite. That one I didn't like as much, like musically. I mean, I'm not going to make a statement either way on that album cover. I will say I don't like the music as much as like the first two.
Right.
I thought those were better. Like, and I also realized like, oh, that's where David Byrne was like, because like on the first couple ones, Brian Ferry sounds like, or like it sounds so much like what David Byrne took on as like a vocal style.
Right.
Or at least like early on. And then finally listening to this album, it definitely sounds like, I mean, they refer to it as like a soft, dreamlike scope, and it feels kind of dreamlike.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds kind of new wavy.
Yes, very much. Very
Um,
early. Yeah,
and I thought, yeah, it's a pretty beautiful album. Very
right.
different than what came from what had come before.
There's something when I listen to it, like in high school or whatever, because, or maybe even middle school, because I had my friend's older sister was really obsessed with Brian Ferry, and he had just come out with a solo album. So I listened to it, and there was something kind of loungy and smooth jazz sounding about it that I did not like, because I expected to like it, and then I did not. I was like, It
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of like the Labyrinth soundtrack, but I like the Labyrinth soundtrack. But there was something that sounded almost hokey to me. But now looking back, I can really, more easily see this sort of dream quality and the influence it had.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's interesting that their albums could even be released and sold, because I'm looking at their albums now, I'm not seeing much nudity, but I felt like there was nudity on their album covers somehow.
It's really the one that has it is the mid 70s one
Yeah. Is it
that
censored on here? Am I like not an adult? I can't see it. But
I mean it's possible. I mean that is a
But there's
setting I think you
always a
can.
lady. Like this album's different in that there's not boobs on it.
All right, so I'm pulling up the different ones to see which ones have ladies on them and which ones.
There's some that are blank on mine. Country Life and Stranded. Is that I'm not
Oh
allowed to see?
yeah, you must have it on like child something
Oh my
because
god, I do. It's fine.
but yeah, because country oh okay, so
I want to see boobs. Like I'm uh, a grown up
um
here. Yeah, I won't. No, cannot see that. But that's the one I remember she loaned me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so." That's why I think maybe I was in middle school, because I was like, "What is happening?"
but yeah, no, country life. I
No
mean,
idea
all
what
right,
that
so
is.
I was before ignore. Well, I guess we can't ignore it anymore. So
Right.
on yeah, because other ones have women and
And scantily clad women and
yeah,
very
scantily clad, and then stranded. The ladies like the dress is very the red dress, but it looks like it's soaked.
right.
But yeah, then it's with yeah, country life that there's two women on the cover.
Mm-hmm.
The woman on the left is wearing like white kind of like see-through bra
Yeah.
and panties, so
Right.
she's covering her so you can like see her nipples and her boobs through like through the bra, and then she's covering her
It is so censored
yeah,
on all my devices, which is fine. But this also is sort of like, this is my point, is like, how were they able to sell albums? Because I mean, nothing shocking and stuff got like censored, and that Jane's
maybe
Addiction.
yeah, well, so she's covering her pubic area
Yeah.
with her left hand. So then the woman on the right is not is covering her yeah, covering her breasts with her hands, and then
Okay, yeah. It's like there's
yeah, and
it's
then
like
has like low like black panties that are like actually are they? I'm now
remember
looking
I
even
just
closer.
was
Like
like, holy shit. Like this is
yeah,
a lot of what is this that I'm, oh yeah. Okay, now I can see it. Yeah. And they're out in the woods. That's right. This is the one I remember. And I was like, what? And she was like, here, you can borrow these. And I was like, whoa, this is intense. And then it's just, listened to it, and it's just kind of synthy and some, smooth jazz, but very, kind of pushing the
yeah,
envelope there.
yeah. Country
I
life,
love this
yeah,
photo
pushing.
too. I remember it had that flash, and it was kind of cool photography. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also drawn after being drawn to or looking at everything else, their makeup is interesting.
Their makeup is, they almost look like they're in drag. There's so much going on.
Yeah. I mean,
I
it's still a glam.
wonder, is this, some of this about like, I don't know, reinforcing their heterosexuality in the midst of having such a feminine sound and appearance themselves? Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so it's a little distracting in terms of the music because Brian Eno, his makeup, and he looked great in this period of time in terms of like he has like a Boy George, like looks really feminine and he wears it well. But anyway, he's not on this album though. He left much earlier.
He was only on the debut Roxy Music and on For Your Pleasure.
That's right. Yeah. It's such a cool band name too, Roxy Music. It has music in the title. I just thought that was always really cool as well.
Yeah. Oh, I'm looking at the cover for Your Pleasure again. I realized I hadn't actually noticed the panther on it.
Oh.
That she's walking. That the lady's walking on
that's
the.
right. Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was really cool.
But yeah, so I definitely like the earlier, I guess, Morgue. But I mean, I might still check out the ones I haven't heard. But yeah. We'll see.
Rock Music Avalon is like, what was the hit on that? It was
more than this.
More than this, yeah. Yeah, Brian Ferry was an interesting person. He's still performing. He seems like he's in really good health and like
that's good.
Yeah. And he was like from a working class family. He was into jazz. He liked jazz as a kid, which you can hear a little bit. I don't know exactly what kind of jazz, but
yeah,
I don't know. I like, in theory, I like Roxy music, but I never really. There was something about it that wasn't my favorite. But cool that they're on this list. It's interesting. I mean, this is 100 greatest. And they are number 30. Like we're getting down to the wire, and here they are.
Yeah. So what was your favorite? You too. 4. I think mine is still Husker Du.
Yeah, it should be. It deserves.
Yeah. Yeah. And then my least is got to be Tattoo You.
It's me too. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I don't.
Worst album cover is the Mellencamp one. That one's.
Yeah, that is. I mean, it's almost so bad it's good to me, but so weird.
Almost.
Almost, and not quite.
Yeah. All right, so that's it for today.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, thank y'all.
You can reach us at Yearendlesspodcast@gmail.com. All music is courtesy of Shane Parrish. Until next time, for my co-host Courtney, I'm William, signing off from the Tar Heel State.